Hello everyone, myself Virendra Singh Chauhan, and today we are going to learn about an interesting topic of our biology subject, that is living world. So let's start. Before moving on to the living world, first we will understand about the living organisms. In earlier classes we had studied that living organism means an organism which can walk, which can respire, which can breathe and all certain things. But that is not an actual definition of the living organism. Living organisms can be identified by some of their characteristics. Characteristics like growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization, and consciousness. These are some of the characteristics of living organism in which we are going to talk about. First characteristics, that is growth. Now, what does growth means? Growth means increase in mass and number. Here, mass doesn't means about weight. There is a difference between mass and weight. Mass means accumulation or deposition of same kind of material at a particular place or at a particular space. That means mass. Okay, and increase in number, like increase in number of cells, it means growth. If an organism show increase in mass or number, not necessary that our organism will show both. If our organism shows mass, that will also be considered as growth, and if our organism shows increase in number of cells or height or any kind of increase in number, it will also means growth. Clear? Now, second thing, how does growth will occur in living organism? The main reason behind the increase in growth is cell division. Clear? Now, we know that plants and animals are all both are considered as living organism and they both show cell division. But there is a difference. Plant cell division occurs continuously. It means there is no limitation in the cell division of plants. But if we talk about animals, in animals the cell division occurs up to certain age. So here I can say that animal shows a determinate growth and a plant shows indeterminate growth. Determinate growth means a growth which has a limit, which has a limitation, or which occurs for a period of time. And indeterminate growth, which is shown by plants, it means that it has no limitation and it does not occur for a period of time. It will move or it will grow or it will show cell division until the death or until the end of the life of plants. Clear? Second thing, division also enables to replace lost cells. Here, lost cells means the cells which are stopped working, the cells which are dead, or there are some cells which are damaged. So cell division helps the organism to replace all these kind of worn out cells. Now, secondly, we had also learned about another living organism, that is unicellular. Unicellular organism are also considered as the living organism. It means they will also show the cell division. It means they will also show the growth. In unicellular organism, cell division occurs to increase in their number. टू इंक्रीज इन दैर नंबर, उनकी वजह से उनमें सिर्फ क्या बढ़ रहे हैं, उनके नंबर्स इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं. एंड इन यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म दिस सेल डिवीजन कैन ऑल्सो बी कंसिडर एज द रिप्रोडक्शन. In next we will study that unicellular organism shows cell division, which means their asexual reproduction. It consider a same point for in reproduction and growth just only for the unicellular organism. Second thing, in simple words I can say growth means increase in body mass. If the mass of a body or the mass of a living organism increases, it means it is showing growth. Now, you will be surprised to know that non-living also show grow. Now you will know, sir, how they show growth. Grow with accumulation of material ऑन इट्स सरफेस. नॉन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स में भी तो मटेरियल का अक्यूमुलेशन हो सकता है और उसका मतलब नॉन लिविंग में भी क्या कंसिडर किया जाता है, ग्रोथ. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल माउंटेन्स, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल स्नो माउंटेन हो गया. स्नो माउंटेन पे अगर मान लीजिए नाइट में स्नोफॉल होता है, उसकी वजह से उसकी सर्टेन हाइट बढ़ रही है, उसका सर्टेन मास बन रहा है, देन इट विल बी ऑल्सो कंसिडर एज ग्रोथ. सेकेंडली बॉल्डर्स. Now, sir, you will ask, sir, what is boulders? Boulders means a bigger stone or a bigger part of rock or a bigger part of a mountain. You can say, simply say, ये एक छोटा सा पत्थर है जिसका जो रेडियस डायामीटर जो होना चाहिए वो मोर देन 20 सेंटीमीटर होगा और इसकी जो हाइट होगी वो मोर देन 30 सेंटीमीटर होगी, उसको आप बाउल्डर कंसिडर कर सकते हो। सेकेंडली, सैंड माउंट्स, जिसको आप नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज में कह सकते हैं डेजर्ट्स। सो इन क्लियर वर्ड्स आई कैन से दैट नॉन लिविंग ऑल्सो शो ग्रोथ बाय accumulation of materials on their particular surface. Now, so by this, that non-living also shows growth and living organism also shows growth. So growth cannot be considered as the defining property of the living organism. Now you will ask, sir, what is defining property? Defining property means a particular property or a particular feature which is only seen in the living organism and not seen in living organism, that is considered as the defining property of living organism. But here we can see that growth can be seen in living organism and non-living organism both, so it will not be considered as a defining property. Clear? Secondly, now we will move to the next characteristic of the living organism, that is reproduction. Reproduction means an organism can produce similar progeny to them. Reproduction मतलब वो एक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म अपने जैसे और लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को बर्थ दे सकता है, उन्हें बना सकता है। इस सिंपल से प्रोसीजर को हम कंसिडर करते हैं रिप्रोडक्शन। Reproduction is mainly of two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, there is an involvement of only one organism, like only one parent, and in sexual reproduction, we will require both the parents, like male and female. Clear? Unicellular organisms like amoeba, bacteria, chlamydomonas. First of all, I'll tell you that all these are unicellular organisms, and all these unicellular organisms shows asexual type of reproduction. They multiply and increase in number, which is defined as growth, like we had discussed in the previous growth topic. So here it comes again, that if an unicellular organism divide and increases its number, it is also considered as growth, and will be also called reproduction. Clear? So it is unclear with the uses of two terms, growth and reproduction, for unicellular. So it is a kind of confusing thing that growth and reproduction is same for the unicellular organism. Now, many organisms do not reproduce, like mules, sterile worker bee, infertile human couple. I think you know about sterile worker bee, infertile human couples, but you don't know about mules. Mules is a kind of artificial insemination or a test tube experiment result, which is known as mule. It is a mixture of horse and donkey. Clear? These all are infertile, so they do not show reproduction. Now, but reproduction is not seen in living organism, sorry, in non-living organisms. So here I can say reproduction is the defining characteristics of living organism, because non-livings do not reproduce. Clear? Hence, reproduction can be considered as the defining characteristics of living organism. Now moving on to the next characteristics of living organism, that is metabolism. Metabolism means, simply we can say, all the chemical reactions, sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in a living organism is simply called metabolism. Or all kind of chemical reaction, metabolic activities which occur in a particular living organism can also be known as metabolism. All all organism are made up of chemicals. Now, what kind of chemicals? Here there is a word coming, small and big. These chemicals are also called as biomolecules. So I can simply say that all living organisms are made up of biomolecules. These biomolecules can be small and big, which can be considered as micromolecules and macromolecules. Conversion reaction of these molecules or these biomolecules are called metabolic reactions. For me, it means if we change any of these molecules, if we change shape or any kind of change in certain of any of the biomolecules which is present in human body, it will be considered as metabolic reaction. And sum total, as I said earlier, sum total of all the chemical reactions is known as metabolism. Clear? Now, the main important thing, Non-living organism doesn't show any kind of metabolic reaction. It means they have no metabolism. Clear? Metabolic reactions demonstrated outside the body in cell free system test tube in vitro is neither living or नॉन लिविंग. जो भी मेटाबॉलिक रिएक्शंस बॉडी के बाहर एक सेल फ्री कंडीशन, एक सेल फ्री सिस्टम में जैसे कि टेस्ट ट्यूब या इन विट्रो फर्टिलाइजेशन में होता है, उसको नाइदर लिविंग कंसिडर किया जाएगा और नाइदर नॉन लिविंग कंसिडर किया जाएगा. ठीक है. तो हेंस आई कैन क्लियरली से that metabolism is the defining feature of living things, and hence cellular organization of the body is the defining feature of life form. Cellular organization means जैसे cell forms tissue, tissue forms organ, organs form organ system, and an organ system form complete organism. They both can be considered as the defining feature of living organisms or living things. For example, photosynthesis is an anabolism reaction. Now we will get to know, sir, what is anabolism. Anabolism means if a reaction makes a product. For an example, like you can see here, 6CO2 6H2O is going to make a glucose product. So in this we are making a product, so it is considered as the anabolic reaction. And if we move opposite to it, like here, the glucose molecules is going to be break down in the energy with the help of oxygen, it will be considered as the cellular respiration or a catabolic reaction. In simple words I can say, अगर किसी प्रोडक्ट्स को बनाना है, दो रिएक्टेंट को जोड़ के एक प्रोडक्ट बनाया जा रहा है, तो वो एनाबॉलिक रिएक्शन कहलाएगी. और अगर आप एक प्रोडक्ट को तोड़ के उससे एनर्जी रिलीज कर रहे हैं या उसको ब्रेक डाउन कर रहे हैं, किसी भी रिएक्शन में ब्रेक डाउन हो रहा है, तो वो कैटाबॉलिज्म कहलाएगी. दीज बोथ आर टाइप्स ऑफ मेटाबॉलिज्म. एनाबॉलिज्म एंड कैटाबॉलिज्म आर बोथ द टाइप ऑफ मेटाबॉलिज्म और मेटाबॉलिक रिएक्शन. क्लियर?